Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversation and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you in your different time zones around the world and across the country. Here we are. It's another Thursday evening here. It's Thursday. It's 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. It's Friday morning, though, in London at 1 a.m., 3 a.m. in Israel, and it's 9 a.m. in Tokyo, Japan. Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Talk Back Live. This is a show where we get together each week at this time, and we get together and get you involved into it as well. We get together, have a little conversation, and talk issues of the day and anything else that you may want to talk about. And of course, we thank you so much for being along with us. We hope that you tell your family and friends about it, because the more the merrier. We're going to explain more about that in just a few minutes. But I want to tell you that if you're a brand new person to this show, well, we're going to tell you how it operates, okay? I am the host of the show as usual. And of course, each week I start to get things rolling as I'm doing now. And at any time at all, even right now, if you please to, all you have to do is use your computer on your keyboard, on your telephone, or your iPad, or even your tablet, and type in anything that you want to talk about. If you want to express the opinions, right, just do that. I will see you right there on the big screen. And of course, I will entertain that, because that's what it's all about. It's all about free exchange of opinions and ideas. And I'm pretty sure that you have a lot of them. So we want to get you involved in that. And if you want to talk about anything in specific, feel free at any time you like. It'll take a little time, but I'll get to it, and I'll make sure that I entertain everybody with it, because if it's interesting to you, it should be interesting to us, and we'll put it out there. We can talk about anything, so please do that right away. We also want to let you know that we come on 3 different platforms. That's where we're broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And those of you who are watching us on Facebook, we want to take time to tag all of your friends, each and every one of them. All right, and let them know that we're out here. Tag them, because all you have to do is when you tag them, they'll see that information. They'll see that tag. They'll know it's from you. They'll trust you. They'll click onto it, and it brings them directly to us. And they also can get in on the fun and the action here with all of the conversations that we're going to have here tonight. They can get involved with it as well. And of course, the more the merrier, because, listen, if they like what they see and if they like what they hear, they'll come back again and again. So we want you to please do that. And you don't have to lose touch of the show. All you have to do is just make that quick click. And you can invite as many as you want. All of your friends, some of your friends, maybe just a couple of your friends. It doesn't matter. But we please. And if you can't, if you can't do them all, you can do some next week, the week after that, and then the week after that, and so forth and so on. Okay. Now, those of you who are watching us on YouTube, I always encourage you to go to our YouTube channel. You're there right now. Well, click on to subscribe. Drag your mouse over there, point the arrow where it says subscribe, click onto it, and you're in. And there's no charge, no fee, no nothing. It's all absolutely free. And we want you to enjoy the show as anything else, because the reason why we would like you to do that, we'd like to find out how many people are actually following us and people are staying with us. And the other reason is that it gives you a chance to know that every time we come on live or any other activity goes on the channel, of course, you'll get that instant notification that pop up if you're online to see it. And you can go right to it. Just click onto it and you go right to it. That's all it is too. So please do that right now. You don't even have to lose touch of the show either with that. All you have to do is just click it, subscribe, and it's all in. If you haven't done it thus far, please do it now. For those of you who are watching us on Instagram, no need to worry. All you have to do is just keep things rolling and tell your friends about it, your family, friends, and relatives, and let them know that we're out here as well. Now, you guys watching us on YouTube and Instagram, you can do something similar of the people who do on Facebook when they tag their friends. And I guess you could call this tagging as well. What you can do, whatever platform you're watching us on, cut and paste the link and then add it to the your friends and as many as you want. And of course, when they get that information, they'll see it. And of course, they'll trust you, and they'll click onto it and brings you right to the platform where you are. But we could see them all. Okay. Now we've got a lot of things going on. We talked about everything interacting with you. We love doing that, but also we have our own little thing that we do each week. Coming up later on in this hour, as a matter of fact, in this particular half hour, minutes from now, we're going to hear from Brian Camp. He's coming out of Charlotte, North Carolina. That's where he usually comes from, but I think he's out of town. So wherever he's broadcasting from, he's going to be broadcasting from wherever he is. We don't know where that is just yet, but we'll get a chance to talk to him then, and he'll bring us the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. There's a lot in sports to talk about. I'm not going to talk about any more sports. I'm going to let him handle it, and then I'll just join in the conversation. And you can enjoy the conversation of sports. If you have any particular questions or questions for Brian, it has to be related to sports, just feel free to ask and get your answers, all of your questions ready now. So whenever he comes in, you can do it while he's live on the air, and he'll see that and he'll answer as many questions as he can. And of course, we look forward to that's coming on. That's coming on pretty soon. We'll look forward to seeing him when he pops in. And so there you go. We have that. So we got sports. That's all coming up later on in the program, not too far away. Also, I have that thing that we do each week. Something that they call This Day in History. Now, here we are, October 24th. Something happened on this day in history way back in time, right? We have all of that. That's coming up. I have a list of it, a laundry list of it, and we'll give that to you coming up later on in the program. And of course, before the program is over, before it's all over, we have those movies that we talk about. We love to talk about movies. A lot of you are up on top of it as well. I have my picks of the week from Turner Classic Movies that I display to you each week. And that's coming up too. And because it's for the weekend, and the weekend is coming up before you know it. The weeks go by so quick, and the weekends just seem to be stacked one after the other. And it seems like the older you get, time goes faster. So slow down a little bit, enjoy it. Anyway, we have those for you, those movies coming up for you, and we'll get them to you before the show is over. Once again, here we are in the month of October, and it's October 24th, and we're just about over. We're just about over it, In some places, the weather is still like summertime and some springtime, but now in some places, the weather is getting kind of chilly. I know for the past couple of days, we had some summertime-like weather, but now it's starting to cool off. So it just lets you know that winter will be here before you know it. First, you got to get past fall and then winter. And then I don't want to talk about the snow or like an avalanche or anything like that. I'm just not that kind of a person. I'm a summertime person, even though I was born in a month of the fall. But I don't want to talk about the cold weather. But like it or not, it will be coming in. And so that being said, maybe you should get ready to dust all of those winter clothes that you have in the closet. Dust them all off now. You're not wearing them now. You don't have to, but get them ready, because when it's time to get it, the weather is so tricky and it goes so quick, it hits you like a ton of bricks. You might as well have your clothes ready and get ready for those winter gears and your hats and scarves and mufflers and all of those things coming up, right? Okay, as I said, it is October, and this month, we have the rest of October to contend with, but since this is October, we're celebrating a couple of things in the month of October. One of the things is that we're celebrating Filipino American History Month. Now, those of you who from the Philippines, or if you're watching from the Philippines, that's right, we're all over the world, we're global, and you can catch us there. We want to celebrate this whole month with you. And of course, if there's something that you want to talk about, history or good food or any kind of celebrations that's happening in your community, let us know. We want to direct everyone to it so we can knock off the whole month with it and celebrate with you. That's Filipino American History Month. And of course, libraries, and you can read all about it in the libraries and online and the whole 9 yards. So that's what we're celebrating too. We're also celebrating Polish American History Month. That's Polish American Heritage Month, I should say. And again, you could do the same thing. Are there any activities that you want to talk about in your community, or maybe you want to talk about the situations in Poland and things like that? And if you are from Poland and we're broadcasting in Poland, or if you are a Polish American person, good. We'd like to hear everything. So we want to celebrate with you. So that's what we got coming up. So they have those two things to celebrate. Also, I want to make aware of a couple of things too. First of all this month, and the month is, as I said, is almost over. We acknowledge Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Of course, you know that's very important. That's important to women, and it should be important to men too, because we have women in our lives, you know, that we care about. We have our wives, our daughters, our girlfriends, our cousins who are female, and everybody else that you knew, people that you meet, you know, who are women. You know, we care about them, and we urge them to stay abreast, for lack of a better term, and no pun intended, but stay on top of everything that you have to do as far as that's concerned. Always see a doctor, make sure everything is on the up and up with that, and everything will be just fine. So there we go. We acknowledge Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We also acknowledge National RSV Awareness Month. All right, that's a respiratory disease. It's a virus that a lot of people may not know. It's a common disease that it infects the respiratory tracts. All right, even to young kids who before they hit the age of 2 years old, you know, but then that's something that everyone should be concerned about, you know. You want to take care of the respiratory problem, and that includes, you know, if you want to like cut down on your smoking even, you know, cut it out completely or whatever, you know, anything. That's what we want to take care of. So that's another thing that we are acknowledging right now. You've seen commercials about it on TV. You know, there's ways to relieve it. Again, it's always the doctor's thing to tell you all about these things. And if you have any questions about some of these things we're talking about, like breast cancer and RSV, please, you know, look it up, you know, research them, see what it means to you. You know, see what kind of symptoms you hold. So just in case, if you have those kinds of symptoms, you know what to do about it in a quick, fast, and in a hurry. Okay, so that's the RSV Awareness Month. Hey, it's October. We're coming down to the wire, but we're going to still finish it off. Oktoberfest. This is a celebration that comes from Germany, right? We all know about that. It comes right out of Germany. And Oktoberfest, you know, you drink all the beer you want, have a good time, celebration. So that's what we're celebrating too. Now, you don't have to be German to celebrate Oktoberfest. All you have to do is like the kind of beers that you like and enjoy it, right? They're great celebrations, but I always say that if you're drinking alcohol, please do not drive. If you have to go out and do any of that, make sure either you take the subway or the bus or any kind of transportation like the cab or Uber or anything like that to get you to and fro instead of going on the road. All right. That's very dangerous. Or if you have to go by car, make sure you take a designated driver. And the designated driver is the one who doesn't really indulge in drinking or anything, so they can take you home. But you want to be safe, right? Be out on the road safe, because you never know. I may be on the road and you may be behind me, and I want you in good shape, all right? I want to live long too, you know. Also, you can't make this stuff up. You got a sandwich ready? You got your whole wheat bread and all of that? Well, it's National Bologna Day. It's National Bologna Day. Take a couple of slabs of bologna, knock it on the bread, put a little mayonnaise or mustard on it, and enjoy it. That's what it is. National Bologna Day. It's also National Food Day. Now, the thing I don't understand is why couldn't they, I don't know, blend everything together? National Bologna, they just came out with National Bologna Day, but it's a food, right? I don't know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't had a chance to get your flu or COVID shots yet, please do that. It's very important. Go to your pharmacist and do that. You make an appointment and let them know that you want to do that. And you can take your flu and your COVID shot together if you want, or you could take it at separate points. You know, it's all up to you, but the whole thing is to go out there and make your appointment and keep the appointment and take the shot. The flu season is just right around the corner, be here just before you know it, but you want to be totally prepared. And the COVID-19 vaccination is actually updated. Each year they're going to be updating it. So it's here to stay. I just want you to know that. We've got 12 days before that glorious day, that marvelous day, that election day. And early voting has started a lot of places. We got early voting coming in New York coming this Saturday, October 26th. So those of you who want to vote early, find out where your voting poll is and find out, if you want to get your ballot, by mail, you can do that as well. And we're going to tell you more about that, and we're going to give you information. At least in New York, I have the information on where to go to do that. But for the rest of you, you're going to have to go out and find your polling places. Go Google it and find out where it is. All right. We'll tell you more about that later. Baywatch actor Michael Newman has died Sunday after being diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 2006. The actor died from a heart condition, and he was surrounded by family and friends. Newman rose to fame in the 90s as mainstay TV lifeguard Mike Newman on the long-running series, and was the only member of the hit cast who actually was a lifeguard. He appeared in 150 episodes of the series, which ran from 1989 to 2001. More episodes of the show. He played on more episodes of the show other than David Hasselhoff. He was 68 years old. It's time right now. It's sports, I promised you. So we're going to get ready to go to it right now. And as usual, we always bring in Brian Camp with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And again, if you have any questions at all related to sports, all you have to do is just type in, and he'll see you right there, and he'll answer all the questions that you desire to have answered. So, Brian, you are not in Charlotte now, are you?
No, I'm not in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm not in the Queen City. No, I'm in Mount Vernon, New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to
So
say that's a hop, skip, and a jump from New York City, but not that close. But it's not far.
it's 30 minutes away, depending on the time of the day with the
Yeah,
traffic. I mean, you could be 4 miles away, but it'll take you 30 minutes to get there.
yeah,
That's how serious it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
We definitely can't walk it. That's for sure. I wouldn't try it.
And walking. Well, in some places in New York City, you're better off walking than to take transportation because by driving or what? Because when you drive in Midtown Manhattan, especially during the holiday season,
Yeah,
where it's gridlock,
yeah.
it's crazy. It's
Well, I tell
crazy.
you where it's worse. During the time, let's say when the president, and each year this happens, when the president comes into town, all the delegates go to the UN and they have to close off streets and things like that. And so if you happen to come from downtown going to uptown, you might as well walk it. You'll get there before the bus will. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Especially when world leaders come. Why do the world leaders got to come to New York City? I'm glad I don't have to deal with that because the United Nations is on right over there on First Avenue,
Yeah,
and it's a madhouse. It doesn't even have to be the holiday. It's just the world is the United Nations and all these world leaders. They I mean protection, security is so tight you can't even get near Fifth Avenue, you
yeah.
know. So the West Side is your best bet, but on the East Side, not a chance.
Well,
What's
that's
what is up with National Bologna Day?
yeah.
Jeez,
You can't make this stuff up, Brian. I'm sorry. You can't make
no,
it up. It's National Bologna Day. I mean, I like bologna. Some people don't because they say it just tastes too bland or it's just too plain. And if they're going to eat bologna, they want to eat it with another meat or cheese or something like that. But I love bologna.
yeah, I know you always love bologna, especially the Oscar Mayer bologna with that commercial too. Oh boy,
Yeah, National Bologna Day. So
yep.
I'm gonna have me a bologna sandwich when I get off.
Oh, have one for me too as well. But good evening to you all out there. Good evening, Mary. How are you today? Hope all is well with you. Um, it's like I said, I am coming from Mount Vernon, New York, 58 degrees. It's been a nice day today. Um, Charlotte is still kind of warm than the last time I left, but is have come back down here on business and fulfill a commitment that I previously had. And I'm out here in the Big Apple, but not in the city. So, but good evening to you all, everyone else who's out there listening globally, nationally, and locally. I greet you good evening and good morning to some of you wherever you might be elsewhere around the world. So, but there's a lot that's going on in sports. Let's say congratulations to the women of New York City. The New York Liberty won their first WNBA franchise championship after defeating the four-time champion Minnesota Lynx in overtime in a deciding fifth game. It couldn't get any better than a fifth deciding game at Brooklyn's Barclays Center in New York. New York is the last of the original eight teams that started the WNBA 28 years ago to win a championship. And after the fifth finals appearance, it took them five times. They finally won one. I watched that game and it was just so great to see Spike Lee. And speaking of Spike Lee, he won an award I see in Washington, D.C. And it was just great to see Spike Lee there. You know, Spike Lee is a big basketball a big basketball fan. Robin Roberts was there. A whole lot of celebrities were there, former teammates of the WNBA. They gathered there as they had, and the parade was today too. They had a parade too. So that was in Lower Manhattan. So when I landed this morning, I was told to stay away from downtown Manhattan because it was gonna, if you ever been to a New York celebration of any sport, and it's confetti everywhere, more gridlock on top of gridlock. So I'm pretty sure that it was a great parade. And I'm so happy for the women. They had a great year. Speaking about a great year, which may somehow put a stoppage to all of this. The WNBA players have opted out of their current collective bargain agreement and face the possibility of a work stoppage. Yes, if they don't negotiate a new deal with the league by the end of the 2025 season, which is next season, the two sides have a year, 1 year to come up with an agreement after a historical year with Caitlin Clark and all these newcomers and it just brought the ratings. And now let me tell you about the ratings. The ratings has been hit the roof. They just blew it off. And they citing higher TV ratings, as we know. Yes, it's been higher ratings. Attendance has been increased. Figures and franchise values. The union says the time is right now to renegotiating with the league and owners. That's the tough part, the owners now, because usually the owners always win. But presently, the league is right now, they're under an 11-year agreement that just happened not a couple months ago of 11-year media rights to deal with Disney and Amazon Prime and NBC for 11 years for $200 million. So they're going to try to negotiate that again to get a higher deal because this is the highest it's ever been for the WNBA. And we have to applaud the women who showed class and dignity on, hey, we're here. We're here to stay. We're here to play ball. We're not trying to compete against the men, but they're holding their own against the men. So that's the key. They're holding their own against the men, but I don't think they're trying to compete. They just want their share rights. And that's going to lead into this presidential election, which I'm not going to get into that, okay? But that's where it leads to. So we again salute them and great for the New York Liberty and for the fans of New York City. Let's give the Boston Celtics. It took them 16 years to win a title, but it's officially the Celtics have officially raised their 18th banner on the TD Gardens rafters. This now that's is more. There's one more than the LA Lakers who have 17. They also received their rings too a couple of nights ago. So the NBA season has started a couple of nights ago, and they was able to raise the banners. I saw the opening ceremony as the players, former players came and they raised the banner up into the rafters, number 18. So the Lakers, if they want to catch them, they got work to do. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be fun to watch. NFL football also, let me get back. Nike has reached a 12-year deal contract extension agreement with the NBA and the WNBA to continue to NBC official global out to wear their outfits. Players and teams have signed contracts to wear Nike's um, uniforms and Yankees sneakers and the shoes and everything. This has been going on for a long time with Nikes and the Jordans. Now the Jordans stock is owned by Nike, and they get a percentage of what the Jordan made company gets. So money is flowing. Nikes and Jordans, they're flowing. You see sometimes with these college basketball and college football, college baseball, they either wear Nikes or they wear Jordans. Either way, Nike gets richer and richer. So congratulations to the company. You can't hate on the people that's making money. They earned it, and you don't. I know people complain, well, they cost it. Then don't wear them. Don't wear their shoes. But don't hate on somebody else making money. They're billionaires. That's right. They're billionaires. If you don't like it, don't wear them. Then you become a billionaire. Simple as that. Let's not hate on the hustle. So now, of course, we're in the final stages. The World Series is here. World Series is here. I don't have to say anything else. The World Series is here. This is the 12th meeting between the LA Dodgers and the New York Yankees. The Yankees have won 8 of the 11 meetings of World Series play. This goes back to when the Dodgers were in Brooklyn. The Yankees has been playing since what, the 19 teens? Well, they were once the New York Highlanders, and they became the New York Yankees. And the Dodgers has been around for a long time. Like I said, they started in Brooklyn. They left New York, I believe, in 1958, 57, and they moved out to Southern California, Los Angeles. So this rivalry goes back way back. It's the first time they're meeting since 1981, when the Yankees lost to the Dodgers. That was the last time that they met, but the Yankees owned them, winning 8 out of the 11 meetings. So game one starts Friday. Game one starts on Friday. All the games are going to be on Fox television. Game two is going to be the next night on Saturday. Sunday is a travel day because Major League Baseball don't want to go against the NFL. That Sunday doesn't get any better than that, right? Baseball, Friday, Saturday, or they're going to have to push college football out the way a little bit. But that's okay. More sports to watch. So you get Friday, Saturday, game 1 and 2. Sunday, you watch your NFL football. Then they come back to New York for games 3, 4, and 5. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then back to LA if necessary on Friday, Saturday. All games starts at 8 o'clock on Fox Network. So predictions, I give you my prediction. I'll say this. I'm a San Francisco Giant fan. So you know I don't like the Dodgers. Very rarely do I have to cheer for the Yankees, but I will this time. If I get something or wear a Yankee cap, I will do it. But we do not want the Dodgers to win a World Series championship. Not on my radar. That's right. So that's basically what we have upcoming. So this day is sports, October 24th, 1939. Joe DiMaggio wins the American League MVP. Jimmy Fox was the runner-up. 1963, Sandy Koufax is a unanimous winner of the Cy Young Award. 1974, Billy Martin named American League Manager of the Year with the Texas Rangers. 1979, Billy Martin again punches a marshmallow salesman, puts the job in jeopardy. What else with Billy Martin? May he rest in peace. But he was that kind of dude, always getting into fights. To give him one drink or whatever, he's around his old Yankee teammates, he's going to get into a fight. 1989, after a week of a delay due to an earthquake, World Series 3, Game 3 in 1989 between the Giants and the Oakland A's resumed play. 2021, Michael Jordan in 1984, excuse me, in 2001, Michael Jordan's 1984 Air Nike ship sell for a record $1.472 million at a event in SoFi. So that was a sneaker auction. That was the name of the shoe. 2021, Tom Brady becomes the first quarterback in NFL history to record 600 touchdown passes. 600. That's amazing. I don't think anybody has 500. They might. Drew Brees might have 500. I got to check that. But 600 touchdown passes is a record that he has set. Birthdays, 1926. Happy birthday to the late Y.A. Tittle, NFL quarterback, 1963 MVP for the New York Giants, was born in Marshall, Texas. 1962, Jay Novacek, NFL tight end, three-time Super Bowl champion with the Dallas Cowboys, was born in Martin, South Dakota. 1975, Corey Dillon, NFL running back for the Cincinnati Bengals, was born in Seattle, Washington. 1994, Jalen Ramsey, NFL cornerback, born in Smyrna, Tennessee. And happy birthday to Jaylen Brown, this past finals MVP, where he won for the Celtics, NBA guard. Today's his birthday, was born in Atlanta, Georgia. So happy birthday to Jaylen Brown. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports on a busy day in the heart of the Big Apple.
And a busy day in sports too. But let me ask you a question, Brian. Are you really rooting for the Yankees because you hate the Dodgers?
Basically, yes. I'm
Other,
being very honest.
other than that, you wouldn't go for the Yankees.
I really don't have no hatred towards the Yankees. I don't have no, I really don't have no hatred towards them or like them at all. It's like no feeling.
Yeah.
But I could tell you who I don't like, and I made that publicly.
You made that clear.
I made that perfectly clear, as Richard Nixon would say, perfectly clear. Yes.
The Dodgers were Brooklyn people. What do you say to that? They were Brooklyn, even though they were I think they were hijacked. They were hijacked to Los Angeles, but they were a Brooklyn team.
Let me say this here, why I clear this up. So was San Francisco, used to play in the Polo Grounds in New York.
That's right.
Now, as a kid, you and our other brother used to take me to Shea Stadium when the San Francisco Giants used to come to Shea Stadium.
That's right.
That's how I became a Giant fan, not because of you. You was always been a Yankee fan, but
right.
because of the love of Willie Mays and Willie McCovey, that's how I became a Giant fan.
Yeah. That's interesting because I thought about that the other day. I became a Yankee fan since I'm 14 years old. Oh, that was a long time ago.
And you want to hear something too? The New York Mets colors are orange and blue.
Yeah.
Guess where they got the colors from? The Dodgers and the Giants. The Dodger blue, the Giants orange.
Okay. All right. Maybe that was to make up for the team that hijacked them out of New York. Maybe that was it.
Exactly. Because remember, the Giants left the same year or a year after the Dodgers left in 58 and 57.
Yeah.
They might have left the same year in 58.
Yeah.
So when the New York had three teams, they both left. They was down to one team, which was the Yankees.
Yeah.
And there was always a rumor, this may be true, that the Polo Grounds, if you get a sky view, you see the Polo Grounds and smaller stadium. And if you see over the bridge, you see Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, it was that close.
It was that close. So they said that Yankee fans or the Yankee owners did that on purpose to rub it in against the Giants because the Polo Grounds is in Manhattan and the Yankees were in the Bronx. So Yankee Stadium, which they call it the mausoleum, it was so huge and big that you could always see them, but you could see both stadiums lit up at nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mary says her favorite team was the Brooklyn Dodgers. I don't know if she remembers that. You know,
Yeah.
they when they left New York, that was just toddlers. But when they left New York, and they were hijacked. They were hijacked. They didn't want to. Jackie Robinson refused to go to Los Angeles. He was still playing.
No, Jackie Robinson did not. Yeah, he did not want to go to Los Angeles, but he also refused to. Before he retired, he was going to get traded to the Giants. So he said, "I'd rather retire."
Yeah.
So he was Dodger blue all the way.
Yeah. Yeah. But I Los Angeles Dodgers. I always said they were hijacked. They were hijacked.
Well, they wasn't doing well.
You got to remember the Dodgers were set to stay in Brooklyn because where the Barclays Center is, right? That was the same foundation where the Dodger Stadium was supposed to be when they moved
originally.
Its field over on the other side of Brooklyn. If you notice, if you look at the Barclays Center, look at the Barclays Center. Go over the next time you look at it, you see it's shaped like the building is shaped like the old Ebbets Field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, they were ready to stay there, but they said they had to go. I can't remember the actual story. I'm going to have to go back and look at the history of it again. I used to know about it, somehow I forgot it. But there was the history is that the Brooklyn Dodgers wanted to stay in Brooklyn. They didn't want to go to LA, and they were forced to go. And I think it was had money, money always has something to do with everything.
Well, the Dodgers and the Giants weren't drawing well. The Yankees were drawing well. The Yankees were winning a lot too. The more you win, the more people come out and see the games. But the Giants and the Dodgers weren't drawing well. The owners wanted to just leave New York and go out to California, Yeah. One went to southern, one went to the northern part of California.
Yeah. I remember when they had that rumor, but as far as the Yankees go, they had that rumor before George Steinbrenner died, they were going to move the Yankees to New Jersey. Oh, I would have been really pissed off about that. But actually they didn't do it. But listen, they're going to play in the World Series, and I'm so proud. I wanted the Mets to play in the World Series, and they were close to doing it. And I got to say to the Met fans who are watching right now, you have nothing to be ashamed of. The Mets played a hell of a season. They played a great season, and they just couldn't make it. They just couldn't make the big game. I wish they would have. This would have been a great time. It would have been a great place to play in New York. It would have drawn a lot of revenue. People would be coming all over the place. People who would visit New York would have been here. It just didn't happen.
Ratings is going to be one of the highest in baseball. This might hopefully bring baseball back to where it belongs, but the ratings is going to be high. This is what Major League Baseball wanted. They wanted the Yankees to play against the Dodgers. Yeah. The Mets would have drawn well. New York City would have been phenomenal with a Subway Series, Mets and Yankees, but the Dodgers and the Yankees, the history. Yeah. You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. And back to the Liberties. They did have that big parade. I would have loved to have gone. It was downtown. It wasn't too far from where I live. But I'm just not a parade guy anymore. I used to be a parade person when I was younger. But the crowds, they're crazy. The last time I went to a parade, they had a shootout, and I've never been to a parade since.
Too much boozing, too much drinking.
Yeah, people just don't enjoy themselves as much as they used to do without worrying about, are they going to get hurt just because they're watching a parade? you know. But yeah, it was successful. I hear, and there was a lot of confetti. There was a
Yeah.
lot of confetti. I'm pretty sure they say downtown Manhattan. I'm pretty sure they wound up at City Hall, even
City
though,
Hall, World Trade Center in
yeah,
that area down Wall Street. Yeah, that's usually where New York have their celebrations at. Yeah, for sure.
yeah. So to the girl power, I salute the Liberties for being there, and I'm pretty sure they got a lot of great seasons ahead of them, before it's all over. And one other thing too, you mentioned you had something about sports shoes and things like that. All of these other crazy, you had Nike and all of these other brands. Do you know, growing up as a kid, we never had all of those brands. There was no such thing as Jordan shoes and Nike and Puma and all of that. No such thing. We had
Yeah, Chuck Taylors.
Chuck Taylors. We had either Converse or Pro Keds.
Croquettes. Yeah.
Is there a third one? I can't remember if there was a third one, but I know you had to have one or the other. It was Converse or Pro Keds.
Yep.
You had
That's right.
outside of that, they used to call them hots.
Yeah, because they were canvas sneakers. They weren't leather sneakers. They were canvas.
We used to
And
have,
you
we
they
used
had
to
the high top ones.
we used to have a little poem when that used to say, if your sneakers slip and slide, get the ones with the star on the side, Converses. I'm going back too far. I'm telling my age. Anyway,
Yeah.
and do we catch you back here tomorrow? No.
Tomorrow, yes, I'll be here tomorrow. Perfect timing too. So I'll be on 10:15, God's willing. But yes, I'll be here.
Goody, goody. Looking forward to it. That's 10:20, isn't it? Or do you want 10:15?
It's 10:20. It's always been 10:20.
Yeah, you
That's
said
the regular time.
10:15.
No, 10:20 is the regular time.
Yeah, but you said 10:15.
I meant to say 10:20. I'm sorry.
I'm just checking with you.
It's the jet lag.
All right. Well, get yourself some rest, and we'll catch you back here in the morning.
Good night, Mary. Good night, everybody. Be safe and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Okay.
There's NFL football too. Watch after the show.
NFL football. There's so many things. There's so many events happening right now. Kamala Harris just concluded her rally, and
Oh, okay.
she had a lot of people there. Anyway, there's so much on TV. TV is not boring at this time of the season. Everything is happening.
Exactly. Which is good, which is a good thing.
It's a good thing for a change. Okay, Brian, we'll catch you tomorrow. Take care.
Take care.
All right, that's Brian Kemp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And as you already heard, he's going to be back here tomorrow morning on the coffee hour for more sports, deliver more sports, and we'll talk about that and a lot of things happen. Once again, I want to say hello to Mary out of Brooklyn, New York, and to the rest of you who are watching as well. Thank you so much for joining us. The name of the show is called Talk Back Live. We're talking back live to you. And of course, we thank you so much for being along with us. So since the Yankees, they're going to play tomorrow, their first game, I'm kind of nervous about it. I really am. And the reason why I'm nervous about it, they're playing the Dodgers. The Dodgers is not a pushover team. Brian hates them, but they're not a pushover team. And on top of that, they have Shohei Ohtani, who is their ace, number 17, Shohei Ohtani. Every time he comes to bat, he hits. Every time he comes to bat, I get a little nervous. So that's one of the things I'm nervous about. I'm not nervous about the Dodgers itself. I'm just nervous because of Shohei Ohtani. If I had the money, I would pay him off not to play. If I had that kind of money, I would pay him off not to play. Anyway, we're back here with you. We're going to be here until the top of the hour. We got a few things to talk about too as well. And again, we want to thank Brian for conducting sports. Always does a good job on that. So now it's back. Now we go back in time. It's about that time for us to go back in time on this day in history. Let's get with it. 1929, Rudy Valley's The Fleischmann's Yeast Hour begins broadcasting on NBC. On this day in history, in 1931, the George Washington Bridge linking New York City and Jersey, dedicated, opens the next day. On this day in history, in 1939, Benny Goodman records Let's Dance. On this day in history, in 1945, the Charter of the United Nations comes into effect. On this day in history, in 1948, WJBK TV Channel 2 in Detroit, Michigan, a CBS station, begins broadcasting. On this day in history, 1954, Dwight D. Eisenhower pledges United States support to South Vietnam. On this day in history, 1962, The Manchurian Candidate, starring Frank Sinatra and Lawrence Harvey, is released. And that same year, the Cuban Missile Crisis, Soviet ships approached but stopped short of the U.S. blockade of Cuba. Remember that? In 1970, actress Nancy Walker creates Ida Morgenstein, that role on Mary Tyler Moore Show. Back in 1980, John Lennon releases the single Just Like Starting Over in the UK. In 1989, American televangelist Jim Bakker is sentenced to 45 years in prison for fraud, but the sentence is later reduced to 8 years on appeal. And in 2018, pipe bombs sent to prominent U.S. Democrats, including Barack Obama, the Clintons, and John Brennan, and of course CNN, but safely diffused. Remember that one. In 2021, COVID-19 cases in Eastern Europe passed 20 million, with Russia, Ukraine, and Romania in top 5 countries reporting deaths globally. In 2023, American pop singer Britney Spears releases her memoir, The Woman in Me. Back in 1930, the Big Bopper, J.P. Richardson. He's a radio disc jockey, a singer, songwriter. He did Chantilly Lace. Remember, he was born in Sabine Pass, Texas. He died in 1995 with that infamous plane crash that happened along with Richie Valens and Buddy Holly. In 1936, actor David Nelson of The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, director and producer, was born in New York City. He died 2011. Actor Kevin Kline was born on this day in 1947 in St. Louis, Missouri. He's 77 years old today. In 1960, actor B.D. Wong, born in San Francisco, California. He's 64 years old. B.D. Wong, by the way, is the Asian brother who plays in, I believe, Law and Order SUV, who is SUV. I don't know. I don't watch it that much anyway. I shouldn't even say that. Anyway, songwriter Drake was born on this day in 1986 in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. He's 38 years old today. In 1964, singer-songwriter Harry Nilsson weds Sandy McTaggart in Los Angeles, California. They got divorced in 1967. In 1969, actress Ali McGraw weds film producer Robert Evans. And we talked about Jackie Robinson early. Jackie Robinson died on this day in 1972 at the age of 53 years old from a heart attack. He was born January 31st, 1919 in Cerrito, Georgia. In 1994, actor Raul Julia, who played in the Addams Family movie, dies of a stroke at the age of 54 years old. Rosa Parks died on this day in 2005 at the age of 92 from natural causes. She was born February 4th, 1913 in Tuskegee, Alabama. Actress Maureen O'Hara died on this day in 2015. She was 94 when she passed away in her sleep of natural causes. And she was born August 17th, 1920 in Dublin, Ireland. In 2016, singer Bobby V, with his recording Devil or Angel or Take Good Care of My Baby, dies at the age of 73. Fats Domino died on this day in 2017. He was 89 from natural causes. He was born February 26, 1928 in Louisiana. To be exact, New Orleans, Louisiana. In 2017, actor Robert Gilliam, who played Benson and Soap, dies at the age of 89 years old. In 2018, blues and swamp rock singer Tony J. White, who did the song that everybody remember, Polk Salad Annie. And he dies of a heart attack at the age of 75 years old. In 2018, guitarist Wawa Watson dies at the age of 67. And finally, 2023, Shaft actor Richard Roundtree dies of pancreatic cancer at the age of 81 years old. And so we salute all of the people who are celebrating birthdays, who are here with us, and those who are not anymore, but we salute you and celebrate you anyway. Now, those of you who haven't had a chance to pop in and say hello, we really would appreciate that. We love hearing from you. Some people they like to watch the show without saying anything, but that's okay too. Now, those of you who would like to get in touch with me and you want to talk to me privately without all of the rigmarole of people watching and listening, God, don't worry about it. You can contact me, right? I have two sources you can do that. I have an email address and a telephone number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the email address first. The email address is frankallanprod@aol.com. That's frankallanprod@aol.com. Allan is Allan. That's very important to know that because you spell Allan different ways. Allan. Prod is PROD. That's short for productions. That's frankallanprod@aol.com. frankallanprod@aol.com. The telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. When you get in touch with me, you can get in touch with me for any reason at all. Maybe you want to talk about this show. Maybe you have aspirations of taking over the show and you want to contact me and do that. Or maybe you want to critique the show, which we encourage, by the way, because we want to know where you stand with us and us with you. And maybe you have some kind of idea on what we should implement into the program. We listen to you. We do that. We do that all the time. We listen to everything that you have to say. Or maybe you want us to announce your birthday or some kind of event that's coming along that we should know about. Just feel free. Just contact us. The email and the phone number is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So keep all of that information with you wherever you go. And that's usually in your phone, right? You carry that phone in your pocket, or maybe you carry your laptop with you, or maybe your desktop at home. Keep the information with you so you could have it at any time that you need it. So let me give you the email address once again. It's frankallanprod@aol.com. That's frankallanprod@aol.com. The telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. I mentioned at the top of the program, we have 12 days left before that glorious day, that marvelous day, that election day. It's a very important day. You ought to get out and vote. And you can do that, right? You can go there and vote in person, of course, on the 5th of November, which is election day. You can do some early voting, which a lot of people are doing right now. We get our early voting in New York starting Saturday, the 26th. And so please, if you want to do that, go out there and do it right away. The lines may be a little long, but I think it's worth the wait. If you want to vote early by mail, you can do that as well. Do it quick. You only have 12 days left. All right. You can always drop the ballot in the box. There are places where you can drop the ballot in the boxes. They have a lot of places for that. You could do that as well. All right. Get it out of the way. Now, those of you who don't know where your voting poll is, go online and find that out. Type it out, put your name, your address, or whatever you need to, whatever information they need to steer you to that information. You can do that. Find out where your local board of election is. They can give you all kinds of information. They have all kinds of answers for all kinds of questions related to voting. All right. So just please do that and do it quick. It's very important. Now, I don't know, you guys live in another city, you have to find that out for yourself. But for those of you who live in New York City or in the vicinity of New York City, I have a location which you can visit. It's your local board of elections, which is located at 200 Varick Street. Let me spell that out. That's VARICK, Varick Street. It's on the 10th floor. And you can go there, you can visit them in person and find out anything that you want to find. They have all the answers for you. It's not like they're going to say, well, we don't know. They know. They know. They're the Board of Elections, so they know everything. If you don't know, and no question is a ridiculous question, ask them. Now, the best thing to do is to give them a call. Now, the number there is 212-886-2100. That's 212-886-2100. You can call them during business hours and ask any questions that you like. But please, ladies and gentlemen, get out there and vote. It's very important. Okay, we look forward to seeing that. And again, only 12 days away from Election Day. And people are nervous about it, but we're going to get through it. I have movies for you guys. Those of you guys who are ready for the weekend, my picks of the week from Turner Classic Movies. I have a couple of them, just two this week. So let me get started with that. This one is 1941. This is called Citizen Kane, starring Orson Welles, Joseph Cotten, and Ruth Warwick. And that's on Turner Classic Movies. Do you remember Ruth Warwick? She used to play Phoebe Snow on, I believe it was called All My Children. Phoebe Snow, All My Children. That's Ruth Warwick. Well, she's in this movie too, Citizen Kane from 1941. So that's on Turner Classic Movies. And that's Friday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. So check it out then. Here's another one of my favorite. Now, I seen this in the English version one time and haven't seen the English version since. This is called Black Orpheus from 1959, starring Brino Mello and Marpressa Dawn. And they speak in Portuguese, but they have an English version of it. Now, I don't know which one they're going to show, but they have the subtitles you could read and you can get, but it's a great movie. It's worth watching. So on Turner Classic Movies, you can catch it Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern, right there on Turner Classic Movies. And don't forget, when you go on Turner Classic Movies, go scroll through it. All right. I only gave you two, but there may be other movies that you may be interested in and you may like. And then you can add it to your bucket list of what to watch. And of course, if you don't get a chance to watch these movies in real time, you could also DVR them and watch them at your own time convenience. Also, ladies and gentlemen, you can go and check out the free movies on demand, right? They have a lot of great free movies, classic movies, and you can watch it and enjoy them. Some of these movies may be the movies that jog your memory or you forgot all about them. They're right there, so check them out. Also, there's a lot of sporting events. You have children programs, and you have documentaries, and all kinds of great things. And check it out. Now, let me kind of quickly give you a documentary that I recommend. If you go on MSNBC, right, click on there's a show called My Generations, and they have a different. I think I don't know how many they have, how many sections of it they have, but you can, if whatever you missed, you can watch it on there. So there's a lot of things you can watch. So please do that. And also, I can't forget to tell you about all of the movies the pay-per-view movies there. There are a lot of great movies there you can watch as well. And they're going to be great. They're going to be great. So please, take the time. And so let me talk about these movies once more. This is Citizen Kane, starring Orson Welles, Joseph Cotten, and Ruth Warwick. That's on Turner Classic Movies, and you can check it out Friday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. And it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. It's a great movie. And don't forget Black Orpheus from 1959 with Brino Mello and Marpressa Dawn. And that's Turner Classic Movies at Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern. And I think you're going to like those movies. They're great movies. I never steer you wrong, so enjoy them. And that's going to wrap it up for me. Mary, thank you so much for being with us. All of you, thank you so much for being with us. I had a great time. We hope to catch you back here tomorrow morning. We're going to be here tomorrow morning, bright and early, 10 a.m. Eastern for the coffee hour. Now, Brian Camp is going to be along with me as well with the latest developments in today's world of sports as he did tonight. And we'll look forward to that. We'll also look forward to seeing you as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, have a great morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant good night. And we'll catch you back here tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with your host Frank Allen. The producer is Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.